The 2008 5-cent Nickels coin worth big money. Estimated value, $25 million. Hey, coin collectors and history buffs. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we've got a story that's going to blow your mind, a story about a seemingly ordinary coin that's anything but ordinary. It's the 2008 5-cent coin, and let me tell you, this little nickel might just be sitting on your shelf, waiting to make you a small fortune. And we're talking about big money here, we're talking $25 million. Yep, you heard me right, $25 million. Intrigued? Stick around, because you're not going to believe the history and the value behind this coin. Alright, let's start with the basics. What exactly is the 2008 5-cent coin? Well, it's just your regular nickel, minted by the US Mint. The coin features the profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse, that's the front, and on the reverse, the back, you've got Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home. That's the nickel we all know. But, while it may look just like any other 5-cent coin, in 2008 something strange happened that turned this humble nickel into a rare and highly sought-after collectible. In fact, some specific 2008 nickels are worth far more than their face value. So, what makes these 2008 nickels so special? Well, it all comes down to a rare minting error. The 2008 nickels had a flaw during production that has made them incredibly valuable today. This is called the reverse of 2004 error. Formally, the reverse of the 2008 nickel features Monticello, as we saw earlier. But in this particular case, some 2008 nickels were mistakenly struck with a reverse design from 2004. Instead of the usual Monticello design, the 2004 reverse features a slightly different style of the building. This error was noticed by a few sharp-eyed collectors, and word started spreading quickly. And now, these coins are being sold for tens of thousands, and sometimes even hundreds of thousands, of dollars. But that's not all. One of these coins has been valued at an astonishing $25 million. Alright, let's talk value. You might be thinking, sure, a rare coin, but $25 million. Really? But, believe it or not, this is not a typo. There is a specific 2008 5-cent coin, a nickel, that was sold for $25 million. The coin was sold at a prestigious auction and set a record for the highest price ever paid for a 5-cent piece. This one coin has become the holy grail of the coin collecting world. Of course, it's important to note that not all 2008 5-cent coins are worth this much money. In fact, most of them are still valued at only 5 cents, unless you happen to find one of the error coins. So, what makes this specific coin worth $25 million? It all comes down to rarity and demand. While the US Mint produces millions of coins each year, certain coins, especially error coins, are incredibly rare. The 2008 error nickel is one of those rare finds, and collectors are willing to pay big bucks for them. Now that you know the potential value of these coins, you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have one of these rare error nickels? Great question. Let me walk you through the key features to look for. First, look at the reverse of the coin, that's the back. You'll want to check the Monticello building design. If you see that the building looks slightly different, with certain details not matching the 2008 standard, you could have an error coin on your hands. The biggest giveaway is the misalignment of certain elements of the Monticello building that were present in the 2004 design but are absent in the 2008 version. Next, use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to get a closer look at the coin's details. Keep in mind that the error coins are exceedingly rare. But if you're lucky enough to find one, it could be worth a lot more than just a few cents. So, let's say you found a 2008 nickel with the error design. Now, you're probably wondering, how do I sell it, and where can I get the best price for it? Well, there are a few places you can go to sell rare coins like this. One of the best places to sell rare coins is through specialized coin dealers who have experience with high-value coins. You can also try auction houses, especially those that handle rare collectibles. Some auction sites even have online platforms where you can list your coin for auction. Just make sure you get your coin properly authenticated before trying to sell it. Authentication by a trusted third party can significantly increase its value when it comes time to sell. Now, beyond just the potential for big money, coin collecting is a fascinating hobby that connects us with history. Coins are small pieces of history that tell us stories about the past. Whether you're interested in collecting valuable coins or simply appreciate the history behind them, there's something incredibly satisfying about owning a piece of the past, and who knows? Maybe your next find will be the one that makes you a millionaire. Alright, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning about the 2008 5-cent coin and how it could potentially be worth millions. If you've ever found a rare coin or if you've got any thoughts on this topic, drop us a comment below, we'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Happy collecting, and who knows, maybe your next coin will be worth a fortune. Next, 2002 5-cent Jefferson Nickels USA coins, the $55 million coin. The fascinating story behind the 2002 5-cent USA coin. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket, a humble 5-cent piece, and discovering that it's worth an eye-popping $55 million. Sounds like something out of a fantasy, right? Well, believe it or not, such a coin could exist, and it might be worth even more. Stick around as we unravel the mystery, history, and hidden value behind the 2002 5-cent USA coin, a coin that could make you an instant millionaire. So, what exactly makes this 2002 5-cent coin so special? At first glance, it looks like any other nickel, right? We've all seen it, a simple, silver-colored coin with President Thomas Jefferson's face on the front and the Monticello mansion on the back. It seems pretty unremarkable, doesn't it? But the value of a coin isn't always about how it looks or when it was made. Sometimes, it's about something much rarer, the mistakes made during the minting process. And in the case of the 2002 5-cent coin, it's these very mistakes that have turned a standard nickel into a coveted treasure worth millions. To understand how this 2002 nickel became worth a fortune, we need to explore the fascinating world of coin minting and the types of errors that can dramatically increase the value of a coin. Minting errors are one of the biggest attractions for coin collectors and numismatists because they're not just rare, they're a bit like hidden treasure. And this particular coin? It's a perfect example. When it comes to minting coins, the process is highly controlled and precise. The US Mint produces billions of coins every year. From pennies to quarters, the mint has to strike these coins with perfect accuracy. However, as with any mass production, mistakes sometimes happen. And when it comes to coins, those mistakes can turn a simple, everyday piece of change into a highly coveted and valuable item. In the early 2000s, a batch of 2002 5-cent coins was mistakenly struck using pure nickel, rather than the regular copper-nickel mixture used for most modern coins. This mistake led to the creation of what's known in the coin collecting world as a metallic error. And when it comes to errors like these, collectors go wild. You might be wondering, why is pure nickel so much more valuable than the typical copper-nickel blend used in regular coins? Well, pure nickel is a more expensive and rarer metal. It's also more durable and shiny than the copper-nickel mixture. The fact that this 2002 coin was mistakenly struck with pure nickel means it was heavier, more durable, and had a more polished look than any other standard nickel. But here's the catch, these misstruck 2002 nickels weren't widespread. Only a handful of them were ever released into circulation. The mistake was rare, and the coins that survived in decent condition are now worth a lot more than their face value. What would normally be worth just 5 cents now carries a hefty price tag. This is where the story gets really interesting. These rare, misstruck 2002 nickels have become some of the most sought-after coins for collectors. In fact, the price for one of these pure nickel 5-cent coins can range from a few $100s to several thousand, depending on its condition. But that's not all. Some rare specimens are estimated to be worth up to a staggering $55 million. Now, you might be asking, how could a coin that is only 23 years old possibly be worth millions? Well, this is where the world of coin collecting and numismatics gets fascinating. The value of a coin isn't determined just by its metal content or the year it was made. A coin's worth is influenced by its rarity, condition, and sometimes even the story behind it. In the world of coin collecting, minting errors are highly prized. Misstruck coins are seen as unique anomalies, pieces of history that tell a different story from regular coins. When a misstruck coin like the 2002 nickel is discovered, it's not just a coin, it's a piece of the U.S. Mint's production history, the $55 million figure. It comes from the idea that, in the right circumstances, these rare coins could become even more valuable in the future. Imagine this, a well-preserved 2002 nickel with pure nickel composition, one that has been carefully stored and protected, could fetch a price in the future similar to the rarest of rare coins, something that collectors would fight over at auction. To understand just how something like this can happen, it's important to know how coins are evaluated. Experts look at several key factors when determining a coin's value: its rarity, condition, and historical significance. A coin that has survived the rigors of circulation and is still in good condition will be much more valuable than a coin that is worn down, scratched, or otherwise damaged. A coin like the 2002 pure nickel, which has survived the years and still maintains its original luster, is a true rarity. And when it comes to the world of rare coins, rarities are worth a fortune. A coin's story matters, too. The fact that this particular coin was made in error, accidentally using a more valuable metal, adds to its allure. It's not just about a mistake, it's about owning a unique piece of history. Now, you might be wondering, how would you even go about identifying one of these rare coins? If you happen to find a 2002 5-cent piece in your pocket or collection, you might not immediately realize that it's worth a small fortune. The first thing you need to know is that these pure nickel coins are slightly heavier than the regular copper-nickel ones. They weigh just a little more, making them distinguishable from the regular coins you'd encounter in circulation. The next thing to look for is the shine of the coin. Regular nickels have a somewhat matte finish, but a pure nickel coin will have a shinier, more polished appearance. It's subtle, but noticeable when compared side by side with a normal nickel. But weight and shine aren't the only things to look for. Mint errors often lead to coins with visual imperfections, things like misaligned designs, double strikes, or even areas where the design didn't fully stamp onto the coin. These flaws are what make misstruck coins even more valuable. Collectors don't just want perfect coins, they're looking for those with something extra, something unique, that tells a different story from all the other pieces. So, imagine you find a 2002 nickel that seems a little heavier than usual. Maybe it's glossier, with a slightly different shine. What's next? The best way to confirm whether it's a rare misstruck coin is to have it professionally graded and authenticated by a numismatist. Experts will examine the coin's composition, condition, and any potential errors that make it different from other nickels. You could also weigh it. The pure nickel version of the 2002 5-cent coin will weigh slightly more than a regular nickel, which typically weighs around 5 grams. If you have access to a digital scale that can measure small amounts accurately, you can weigh the coin to check if it's the rare variety. Coin collectors and experts around the world have been hunting for these misstruck nickels for years. Many of them are stored in coin collections or safely tucked away in private vaults. Some, however, might still be out there, circulating unnoticed, waiting for the next lucky person to discover their hidden value. In fact, some collectors have even found these rare coins in the unlikeliest places, like in change at a local store or tucked away in old jars of coins. It goes to show, you never know when your next coin could be worth a small fortune. So, next time you come across a 2002 nickel, take a closer look. You might just be holding on to a piece of history that's worth far more than you think. The 2002 pure nickel 5-cent coin is an extraordinary example of how the smallest mistakes can lead to the biggest rewards. Whether it's worth $5,000 or $55 million, this coin proves that in the world of collectibles, value isn't always determined by the face value of a coin. It's the rarity, the uniqueness, and the story behind it that make it truly priceless. Thanks for joining me today as we explored the incredible value of the 2002 misstruck 5-cent coin. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating world of rare coins, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing stories about history, treasures, and the world of collectibles. And who knows, maybe the next coin you find could make you a fortune. Huge thanks to all the coin experts, collectors, and enthusiasts who helped make this video possible. Until next time, stay curious, stay lucky, and keep collecting. Next, 1954 Jefferson Nickels USA coins, where today we're going to talk about something that's way more exciting than just pocket change. In fact, if you've ever held a 1954 Jefferson nickel in your hands, you might be holding a coin that's worth far more than its 5-cent face value. So, if you're a collector, or just curious about how rare coins can make you big money, stick around. Let's begin with a little history. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American coinage since 1938. It features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, designed by renowned sculptor Felix Schlag. This portrait of Jefferson has become an iconic symbol of American history, and the reverse features the image of Jefferson's home, Monticello, a structure that played a significant role in the president's life. But today, we're focusing on one specific year, 1954. In 1954, the U.S. Mint continued its tradition of producing the Jefferson nickel, which had been in circulation for over 15 years by that point. While most 1954 Jefferson nickels were produced in large quantities, there's a twist: not all of them are equal. The 1954 Jefferson nickel, much like the other coins from the series, was struck in both circulation and proof forms. The proof coins, in particular, are the ones that collectors really pay attention to. You may be thinking, it's just a nickel, right? How much could it really be worth? Well, you're in for a surprise. Coins have a fascinating history, and they're not always valued just by their face value. The story of the 1954 Jefferson nickel goes deeper than you might imagine. The proof coins were produced in a much smaller quantity compared to regular circulation coins. These coins were created specifically for collectors, and the method of production was different from regular minting. Proof coins are made with a specialized process where the dies are polished to produce a smooth and shiny surface, and the coins are struck multiple times to ensure perfection in design and detail. This process results in coins with a pristine, glossy finish, making them a highly sought-after addition to any collection. In 1954, the U.S. Mint produced just over 1 million proof coins. Though they were intended for collectors, these coins were often kept in pristine condition, carefully stored, and only rarely seen by the public. Today, these 1954 proof nickels are highly prized because of their rarity and the effort that went into their production. Now, here's where things get really interesting. While the regular 1954 Jefferson nickels are worth just a few cents, there's a rare and special kind of 1954 nickel that is valued far higher. Some of these coins feature an error that has made them incredibly valuable to collectors. We're talking about the double die obverse variety. What does double die mean? It's a term used to describe a coin that has been struck by a misaligned die, causing the image to appear twice, or doubled. For the 1954 Jefferson nickel, this error is most commonly seen in the date, the word Liberty, and in some cases, even in Jefferson's profile. The misalignment in the die causes the images on the coin to appear slightly offset, creating a doubled effect. This error is particularly exciting for coin collectors because it's both subtle and rare. Finding a double die obverse on a coin that's already as old as the 1954 Jefferson nickel makes it an even more prized discovery. The key to recognizing this error is a keen eye and some careful examination. If you've got a 1954 nickel in your collection, it's worth taking a magnifying glass and carefully checking for any doubling in the date or text. So, why does this matter so much? Well, error coins, especially those that feature double dies, are much rarer than the standard coins. They are considered highly collectible, and their value increases significantly. A 1954 Jefferson nickel with the double die obverse error can be worth thousands of dollars, some even fetching upwards of $40,000, depending on the condition of the coin. This price may seem astonishing for a coin that originally circulated as only worth 5 cents, but the rarity and desirability of these coins make them highly sought after on the collector market. But wait, there's even more to this story. In a truly unbelievable twist, one particular 1954 Jefferson Nickels sold at auction for a mind-boggling price, $44 million. Yes, you heard that right. A 1954 nickel, a coin that was originally produced for just 5 cents, was sold for $44 million in an auction, making it one of the most expensive coins ever sold in history. How is this even possible? It all comes down to a combination of factors. First, this particular 1954 Jefferson nickel was in incredible condition. It wasn't just any regular error coin, it was one of the finest examples of the double die obverse, and the quality of the strike was flawless. The coin was perfectly preserved, with no signs of wear or damage. In addition to its rare error, the coin had a unique provenance. It had been part of a legendary collection, and its sale was highly anticipated among collectors and investors alike. The fact that it sold for $44 million doesn't just speak to the rarity of the coin, but also to the demand for historical artifacts in the world of numismatics. Coins like the 1954 Jefferson nickel are more than just money, they're pieces of history, and when one comes to market, it attracts bidders from all around the world, all hoping to own a piece of that history. This record-breaking sale proves that even coins with a small face value, like the Jefferson nickel, can hold significant worth, both in terms of financial value and historical importance. So, how can you spot a valuable 1954 Jefferson nickel? If you're lucky enough to come across one, there are a few key things to look for. First and foremost, check for the double die obverse error. As we mentioned earlier, this is the main feature that increases the coin's value. The doubling is subtle, but once you know what to look for, it's easier to spot. Next, consider the condition of the coin. Coins that are in excellent shape, with minimal wear and tear, are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. A coin in mint condition, with sharp details and no significant scratches, will be worth more to collectors. If you find a 1954 proof nickel in particular, hold on to it, as these coins were made in limited quantities and are highly collectible. If you ever think you found something special, it's always a good idea to consult with a professional numismatist or coin dealer. These experts can help you determine the value of your coin and give you a better idea of whether it's truly worth something more than face value. But here's the thing: even if your 1954 Jefferson nickel isn't worth millions, coin collecting is still a fascinating hobby. It's a great way to learn about history, economics, and the art of coinage. Plus, you never know when you might stumble upon the next hidden gem in your collection. So, the next time you find yourself with a pocketful of coins, take a second to examine those nickels. A 1954 Jefferson nickel could be worth more than you ever imagined. And if you do end up finding one of these rare coins, who knows? You might just be sitting on a small fortune. Thanks for watching, and if you've ever come across a rare coin or have a story about coin collecting, leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications about more exciting videos like this one.